I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor unto the Most High. And, I'm back with another one, man. I'll put them out whenever the spirit hit me. You know what I mean? My previous videos, I showed you guys what the one-eye symbolism mean. That they hate the Most High Son and the Most High. I showed you what the mocking tongue means when they stick out the tongue. They're mocking the sheep. And now, I want to go over the 666. Because I remember I was sitting back, one day, some wicked nigga, walked past me and flashed the 666 hand sign to me 3 times. And, and I just had to sit back and laugh, because we perish for a lack of knowledge. And when you throwing up this 666, you telling me this is what you down with, man. You down with this stuff. So, I did a video on the Mark of the Beast showing you that when John was writing in Revelations, he was 666 was the mark of a man, and that mark of a man was the Emperor Nero. The Roman Emperor Nero, And when he was saying, here's the wisdom, and those that have the understanding, he was, like I said, I covered this before. He was talking to people that had the understanding of gematria, because the Hebrews was using gematria back then, So that's who he was talking about. It was the Emperor Nero, and that man was one of the bases of all men. The scripture says the Most High is going to set the bases of men over us. When we be disobedient. So right now, what I want to get into, I want to show you the things that he was doing. We're gonna read about some of the things that he was doing. For you niggas that love throwing this stuff up. So right here, he was a torturer, a homosexual rapist, a sodomite. He even married 2 young boys and paraded them around as his wives. Oh, man. That's what y'all down with, man? When you throwing this 666 up? Because when you throwing it up, you throwing up Nero, the Emperor Nero. That's what he was down with. One of the boys, whose name was Sporus, was castrated by Nero. Oh, man. That's what y'all into? You know what I mean? Doing this to brothers, man? Castrating brothers? He was truly a bestial in his character, depravity, and actions. He devised a kind of game covered with the skin of some wild animals. He was let loose from the cage and attacked the private parts of men and women who were bound at stakes. He also initiated the war against the Jews, which led to the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. This was a wicked man. This was a man that killed Paul, beheaded Paul. He was responsible for the death of Peter. He was also almost responsible for the death of John too, but John survived. And John was, like I said before in my other video, when I explained the Mark of the Beast, John was writing in such a way, he put 666 in there, to where, because he didn't want to get caught. He couldn't just put Emperor Nero was doing this. The mark of a man, and when you plug Nero Caesar into gematria, it comes out as 666. But this, so when you guys throw this stuff up, I can't do nothing but laugh, because this is what y'all showing me y'all down with, man. And it's accounts of him killing his wife, his mother, his stepbrother. Starting a fire in Rome, burning down all the buildings and blaming it on the people just so you could put his statues up. All right, that's like a false flag attack. That's what y'all down with? Come on, man. I thought, yeah. That's what y'all down with, man. And this man kicked his wife, man, in the stomach till she died. Beat her down. But you throwing up 666. That's what y'all down with, man, when you throw that up. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to retain the Most High in your knowledge. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, you see that's what the industry is all about now. You know? They got the homosexual stuff going on, the transgender stuff. You know? They hate the word of the Most High. They hate his people. This was Nero, man. So when you throwing 666 up, you mean you telling me that's what you down with? You mean sodomy and castrating men? You mean? Oh man, we ain't gonna make this one too long, man. You know, and that's what a lot of these people in Hollywood be doing. I mean, you heard the stories, man. Jaguar Wright just came out and said, I mean, Diddy was sodomizing men for to get record deals and stuff like that. I mean, so when they throwing this 666 up, they really down with this stuff. This is the beast worship. They accepted this stuff, man. I mean, Birdman, all of them. It's been speculations on all these guys, man. I mean, see you see these guys throwing this 666 up. You gotta laugh at them sometimes. I mean, because that's what Nero represented. I mean, you know, and I'm gonna put the link in the description box. The History Channel has an amazing movie on him. I mean, and I just had to laugh at how absurd this guy was in certain points. I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you guys can check it out too. I mean, they got an amazing movie on the Emperor Nero. The guy that played him was a superb actor. But this is what these guys are down with, man. So this is what this historians is writing about Nero. I'm gonna start at the second paragraph. His bestial cruelty is evidenced in the writings of the Roman historian Suetonius, who speaks of Nero's cruelty of disposition, evidencing itself at an early age. He documents Nero's evil and states neither discrimination or moderation were employed in putting to death whosoever he pleased or on any pretext whatever. Suetonius notes that Nero compelled 400 senators and 600 Roman knights, some of whom were well-to-do and of unblemished reputation, to fight in the arena. That's what he did, man. 600 senators and 600 Roman knights. I mean, that was unblemished. They didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't want them around. And that's what you guys are like too, man. You don't want just and upright people around you, so you want to get rid of them, just like Nero. You know what I mean? You guys are down. You guys are down with this lifestyle. You know what I mean? Oh man, look at what it says right here in the next paragraph. Nero as the destroyer of the human race and the poison of the world. I mean, that's what you guys like, man. When you're throwing up the 666. You know? It speaks of Nero cruel and bloody tyranny. Elsewhere, he calls Nero a cruel tyrant. Yeah, that describes him as a beast, man. I mean, horrible. That's a horrible man. You guys hate the Most High so much. You know, that this is what you guys turn to. This is what you guys got to throw up, because you despise his law so much. I mean, a depraved man like that, because that's what it means when you're throwing up 666. That was the marker of Nero. That's what he was into. I mean, sodomy, castrating men, murdering the innocent. That's what you guys into, man. Yeah? Romans 1:27 through 29. Likewise, also the men leaving the natural use of the woman burn in their lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that the recompense of the error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. I mean, that's exactly. You don't always want to retain the Most High, so you throw up Nero 666. I mean, and when you get into the industry, and you go into your little Freemason lodges and all that stuff, they got to make you do all manner of wickedness, because you don't want to retain the Most High in the back of your head, so you throwing up the 666. You mean, and this is that's what Nero was down with. You mean, all manner of wickedness, man. I mean, you don't want to retain the Most High, so you throw up Nero. I mean, being filled with all unrighteousness, man, all unrighteousness. Fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, and whispers. Yeah, all unrighteousness, man. So, I mean, when you see these cats throwing this 666 up, I mean, that's who they down with. I mean, they down with the all this sodomy and castrating men, because that's what Nero did, man. I mean, and that's it, man. All praises to the Most High.